Hiya, how you doing? I'm Whimsery, and today we're going to be watching Memento. Why? Because it's been suggested a lot, especially by my patrons, and it keeps just barely missing as poll winners. And also because it is number 58 on the list that I sometimes go by, which is IMDb's top 250 greatest movies of all time. And yeah, I know that's not an all-inclusive list, but it's a good one to go by sometimes. Anyway, so what I know about this movie is that it has Guy Pearce in it, who happens to be one of my favorite actors. Not really sure why, but I feel like anything I've ever seen with Guy Pearce in it is so good. So yeah, he hasn't disappointed me yet, nor have you guys. So I'm excited. Let's watch the movie. A film by Christopher Nolan. Sounds familiar. Ugh, that's a lot of blood. That looks horrible. Oh, I don't want to look at it anymore. It's so much. I don't know why, but that is so disturbing. I hate it.
You just wake up and you're in a motel room. It's just an anonymous room.
This guy.
Lenny!
It's Leonard. I told you before.
I must have forgot.
I don't like him.
I told you about my condition.
Oh, well, only every time I see you.
What the hell?
My car.
This is your car.
Oh, you're in a playful mood. It's not good for you to make fun of someone's handicap.
So where to, Sherlock?
I got a lead on a place.
And why do you want to go there?
Don't remember.
Oh, okay. So he's got a memory problem.
Looks like somebody's home.
That thing's been here for years.
But these tracks are only a few days old.
What are you, Pocahontas?
This guy's so rude.
Let's take a look inside. Teddy, don't believe his lies. Kill him.
Let's go, huh?
You're gonna pay for what you did.
Yeah. Clue, you freak.
Beg my wife's forgiveness before I blow your brains out.
You don't know who you are.
I'm Leonard Shelby.
Come on, let's go down to the basement.
Ooh, never go down there. Oh, I don't trust him. I don't.
No!
It's just an anonymous room. Notes are really useful. You really do need a system if you're gonna make it work.
I like his handwriting. Oh my goodness, this is intense already.
I'm Mr. Shelby from 304.
All right, what can I do for you, Leonard?
I'm not sure. I think I may have asked you to hold my calls. I'm not too good on the phone.
You said you like to look people in the eye when you talk to them.
Yeah,
Amnesia.
I have no short-term memory.
Oh.
Since my injury, I can't make new memories. Everything fades.
Oh.
So weird. We've talked a bunch of times.
You just don't remember.
Well, what's the last thing you remember?
My wife.
Oh no.
It's like you just woke up.
It's all backwards.
How long have I been staying here?
A couple of days.
You're holding my calls? But this guy's an exception. You know this guy?
His name's Teddy.
Oh.
Lenny!
Again.
You kind of learn to trust your own handwriting. I guess people try and take advantage of somebody with this condition.
Mm-hmm.
Writing on your body instead of on a piece of paper. It's just a permanent way of keeping a note.
Wow. Pain in the butt.
Remember Sammy Jankis.
Go east all the way
Hold
through
on, I just
town.
gotta-
Oh, it's easy. Just go straight
Trust me. I need to write this down.
That'd be so hard. It's funny because I was just complaining about my memory. It's very fitting, actually. Mine's not that bad.
Discount in, Natalie, my car, Teddy, John Edward Gamble. This guy told me his name was Teddy. Don't believe his lies.
It's Teddy. Stay there. I'll be right over.
Oh my gosh. Oh, it's everywhere.
License plate. It's him. I found you, you fuck.
I don't think this is supposed to be funny. Oh. That's the worst.
I remember everything up until my injury. I just can't make new memories. Well, Sammy Jenkins. Sammy's story helps me understand my own situation. Sammy wrote himself endless amounts of notes. I have a more graceful solution. I use habit and routine to make my life possible. Yeah, I got a reason. Meet Natalie for info. She has also lost someone. Natalie.
You don't remember me.
I have this.
You did explain Lenny.
My wife called me Lenny. Probably told you how much I hated it.
Yeah.
information for me.
Is that what your little note says? You gave me a license plate number. Guess what name came up? John Edward Gamble. John G.
Have I told you what this man did?
You're not even gonna know that it happened.
Maybe I'll take a photograph to remind myself. Get another freaky tattoo.
So sad. Yeah, I don't blame him.
Tell me about her again. Close your eyes and remember her.
You can just feel the details. Bits and pieces you never bothered to put into words. Extreme moments. Even if you don't want to. You put these together and you get the feel of a person. Enough to know how much you miss them. How much you hate the person who took them away.
It's an abandoned place outside of town. It's isolated.
Sounds perfect. Do I owe you...
I wasn't helping you for money.
I'm sorry.
Room 304. Left it at my place. They treating you okay?
I don't remember.
So sad. I guess one step closer and then he forgets. Gosh, I wish he had someone permanent in his life that could help him. He has to go chasing people around.
I met Sammy through work. Insurance. I was an investigator. My job taught me the best way to find out what someone knew was just let him talk. Sammy was my first real challenge.
Interesting.
I guess I've told you about my condition.
Only every time I see you.
Oh, I can't hate him yet because I don't know if that's actually him. But whoever it is, I hate them so much.
Cops don't catch a killer by sitting around remembering stuff.
Right.
They collect facts, not memories.
You tell him.
Memories can be distorted. They're just an interpretation. They're not a record.
You really want to get this guy, don't you?
No.
Took away my fucking memory. He destroyed my ability to live.
You're living.
Only for revenge.
Make him suffer. Nothing is bad enough for someone like that.
I'm checked in here, but I think I've misplaced my key.
How you doing, Leonard?
This is not my room?
No. Come on, let's go.
Then why is this my handwriting?
This was your room. I rented you another room on top of it. I told my boss about the condition and stuff, and he said try and rent him another
How
room.
many rooms am I checked into in this shithole?
Just 2.
At least you're being honest about ripping me off.
You're not gonna remember anyway.
Oh my gosh. That's horrible. This guy sucks.
Your room's...
Oh my gosh, that's terrible. It's taking advantage of him. He has a condition. I don't know if you know this.
Strangest case ever. He and his wife had been in this car accident. Sammy can't remember anything for more than a couple of minutes. The medical bills pile up. His wife calls the insurance company. They're like commercials. They were short. You do the most complicated things as long as you learn them before the accident. A condition called anterograde memory loss. Rare, but legit. I catch this look. Slight look of recognition. So now I'm suspicious, and I'll order more tests. Who's she?
Who is she? Oh gosh. So scary.
The license plate.
You have it tattooed on your thigh.
So he has to learn so much every day, or I'll figure it out, but that sounds just the worst. How you could live like that.
She will help you out of pity.
I don't think it's pity.
I'm helping you because you helped me.
Means nothing to him. He's like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
So next time you see me, will you remember me? I think you will.
I'm sorry.
Could I have my shirt back, please?
Oh, I didn't realize that was hers. I would have never noticed that.
I thought you split for good.
I don't like him.
Sammy should still be able to learn through repetition.
It's a test, Sammy.
Learn to avoid the electrified objects by instinct.
I wonder who he's talking to. I don't know who he's talking to there. On the phone? When it's black and white? Maybe I missed it. I don't know. This is very interesting.
Natalie, right? Who the fuck is Dodd?
Ugh.
What the fuck have you got me into?
Oh my gosh.
How do I know he did that to your face?
After he did it, I showed you what he did.
And I just take your word.
Yeah.
Something doesn't feel right.
Did you?
What?
Kill him.
Of course not. I can remember so much. The feel of the world and her.
Oh.
Didn't think you were the type. It's backwards.
Yeah, why is it backwards?
I've lost somebody too. His name was Jimmy. We went to meet somebody. He never came back.
Who do you go to meet?
A guy called Teddy.
What do the police think?
They don't look too hard for guys like Jimmy.
Oh.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah.
Maybe I can help you.
Yeah. Do it, because you got a working memory.
I don't even know how long she's been gone. She's not here
It's so sad.
because she's gone to the bathroom or something. But somehow I just know she's never gonna come back to bed. If I could just reach over and touch her side of the bed, I would know that it was cold. I know I can't have her back. I don't want to wake up in the morning thinking she's still here. How can I heal if I can't feel time?
Oh my gosh, this is so sad. It's a good question though. Like, how would that even work? He can't just have a life. He's just like, this is the only thing he does, it looks like. It just consumes him. And that's how he'd have to spend all his time, too.
They kept testing Sammy for months.
Oh.
It's a test, Sammy. Sammy didn't respond at all. It was enough to suggest that his condition was psychological. We turned down his claim on the grounds that he wasn't covered for mental illness. His wife got stuck with the bills, and I got a big promotion. Conditioning didn't work for Sammy, but it works for me.
Ugh, oh, gosh.
Some anonymous motel room. Nothing in the drawers, nothing except the Gideon Bible.
Yeah, that's new. I wonder what his dreams would be like. I wonder how that would... Oh, jeez. Who are you?
Just a minute.
I don't know who's bad and who's not, so I hate everyone. I'm suspicious of everybody.
Open the door.
What is happening?
Finish playing with yourself, honey. Amorous neighbors. You know, I've had more rewarding friendships than this one. Though I do get to keep telling the same jokes. What the fuck is that?
That's a good question. What is happening?
What the fuck is that?
You don't know him?
No, should I? Is that John G?
What's your name?
Dodd.
And who did this to you?
You did.
You can't just walk him out of here tied up and bleeding.
How the fuck did you get him up here?
I don't know.
Don't ask him. He doesn't know.
Must be his room. Great, let's go. March him out of here with a gun in his back.
Why would I have a gun?
I don't think they'd let someone like me carry a gun.
That's a good point.
Fucking hope not.
I hope not. Well, he kind of needs one.
We should probably steal his car.
Shut up.
Yeah, sorry for you to say. He's the one with the jag.
So he's doing such dangerous stuff.
Was he scared?
I think it was your sinister mustache.
Fuck you.
I never said that Sammy was faking. And she looks into his eyes and sees the same person.
Ellen called.
Ellen called.
Ellen called.
I'm sorry.
Oh no.
I don't feel drunk.
Oh my gosh, this is horrible. Oh no. Somebody's peeing. It's not a very scary sound. What?
Hello. Oh, shit. Housekeeping.
Not right now.
I have no idea, y'all.
This is a message for Teddy. I need you to come over as soon as you get this. The more pressure you're under, the harder it gets.
Yeah.
Call me back?
Who's he talking to? I don't think they have explained that. I hope not, because I have no idea.
Okay, so what am I doing? Oh, I'm chasing this guy. No? He's chasing me.
Oh yeah, he's chasing you. What? Sorry. Sorry I knocked you out. No, you're completely innocent and random. Oh, that was terrible. It was upside down.
I don't feel drunk.
Oh, where are you? What is this? Watch where you're driving!
Do I know this guy? He seems to know me.
What the fuck?
I don't know. I don't know why that's funny.
I like your car.
Thank you.
Where'd you get it?
Are you interested in buying one? Who is this?
You would just be confused all the time. Okay, we're back here. I don't like this place, but okay. Sorry, my cat is having a dream. I need to make sure it's not a nightmare. What get that. What do you have? Ouch. Why are you burning them?
How can you read that again?
It's good.
I read it like 1,000 times. I always thought the pleasure of a book was in wanting to know what happens next.
Don't be a prick. Just let me read. Please.
Okay. Dang, I couldn't see which book that was.
Can't remember to forget you.
Can't remember to forget you. Oh my gosh.
Police report mentioned the drugs found in the car outside my house. I dealt with the police a lot in my insurance job, and there's pages missing. I guess I've been trying to log them all. I don't know why these are crossed out. Honey, it's late. Everything okay?
I don't like that at all. No flashbacks. No.
Was it good for you?
Who the hell are you?
Was I supposed to lock the door?
I'd like you to leave now. He's not gonna go breaking into places while he's still got a stash that big. Well, I think John G. left it there. Or planted it there. So he's a dealer. Blonde's fine. Well, that's what they say.
Blondes are more fun.
Just pretend they're your things and that this is your bedroom.
That would be weird, wouldn't it?
I don't want you to use it. I'm sorry.
Whatever gets you off.
I don't think that's what it is. That would be very strange. I don't blame her for being suspicious, because it's like, why? Why me?
She told me about life with Sammy. She'd get Sammy to hide food all around the house, and then she'd stop feeding him but make him remember where he did in the food.
When I look at Sammy, I don't see some vegetable. I see my same old Sammy. What do you think that's like for me? If I knew that my Sammy were truly gone, say goodbye. Start loving this new Sammy. As long as I have doubt I can't say goodbye. Tell me if you really believe that Sammy's faking. I need to know.
I believe that Sammy should be physically capable of making new memories.
Thank you.
I don't think that's the answer that she was looking for.
A car this nice, you should lock.
Who the fuck are you? You told me about Sammy.
What the fuck are you doing in my car?
Yeah.
Of Natalie.
Who's Natalie?
You can't trust her.
Oh, yeah? Why's that?
She's gonna use you to protect herself.
Why are you following me?
Maybe I want to help.
There.
How did you get this suit, the car?
I have money. My wife's death. I used to work in insurance. We were well covered.
In your grief, you wandered into a Jaguar dealership.
I'm Leonard Shelby. I am from San Francisco.
You do not know what you've become since the incident.
I don't know. Was that his regular handwriting when he wrote that? Do not trust her. Is it different writing? It's different handwriting.
I'm a claims investigator. Large finance.
Never answer the phone.
Who is this?
Oh.
Find a pen.
Dodd beat the shit out of me.
Why?
Because I did what you told me to do. God have reason with.
I did exactly what you told me to do. He said if I don't have the drugs by tomorrow, he's gonna kill me.
Where is he?
Why?
I'll give him some bruises of his own and tell him to look for a guy called Teddy.
He'll kill you, Lenny.
My wife used to call me Lenny. Yeah, I hated it.
This guy is so dangerous.
Seems like she wants him to go over there. I'm really trying here, y'all.
I told him about your car.
Suspicious of everyone at this point. Can't trust anyone.
I'll be fine.
And if you're not, you won't remember.
A car this nice, you should lock.
Who the fuck are you?
What's wrong?
Somebody's come already. Calls himself Dodd. Jimmy and his money. He thinks I have it. He thinks I took it.
Well, did you?
No.
Look, I have this condition.
Yeah, I know all about your fucking condition, Leonard. Probably know more about it than you do. You don't have a fucking clue about anything else. Jimmy went to meet some guy named Teddy. He took a lot of money with him and he never came back. Help me.
How?
Get rid of Dodd for me.
I'm not gonna kill someone for money.
Kill for your wife, wouldn't you?
That's different.
Not to me. I wasn't fucking married to her.
Hey,
I can say whatever I want and you won't remember. I could call your wife a fucking whore and you can do a fucking idiot.
Take it easy. This has nothing to do with me.
I get scared, but hey, can you get angry?
Yes.
Oh, it's horrible.
You freak.
What is wrong with this person?
You know what one of the causes of short-term memory loss is? Venereal disease. Sad freak.
This is so horrible. Oh my gosh.
We'll still be best friends, even lovers.
Okay, so he did that.
Keep it in mind. Keep it in mind. Come on, I gotta find a pen. What happened? Come on, come on, come on. I gotta find a pen. Find a pen.
Oh, jeez.
What happened?
This guy called. He's on the phone now. He says he's a cop.
If you have all of that information, why haven't the police found him for you?
They don't think he exists. There had to be a second man. Somebody hit me from behind. Police.
How did they explain the gun and stuff?
He took the dead man's gun, he replaced it with the sap that he hit me with. They didn't need to look for anybody else. I was the only guy who disagreed with the facts.
My name is Natalie.
I bet it's not.
What's wrong?
Somebody's come already.
Oh my goodness. This is crazy. I don't even know what to believe.
On the house.
Thanks.
Who are you?
Just like that cop said.
Hmm?
What's the last thing that you do remember?
My wife.
That's sweet.
Dying.
It's not funny.
Let me know. Get you another one.
It's really not funny.
I know you're a cop, but what do you want? Have I done something wrong?
Nobody believed Sammy. I didn't even believe Sammy.
I feel like I'm just as confused as he is. And he has brain damage.
What do you want? You can't just waltz in here dressed like that and ask for a beer. Why are you here?
I'm meeting someone called Natalie.
Well, that's me.
It's not
Oh,
amnesia.
you're the memory guy. My boyfriend told me about you. Jimmy Grants, do you know him?
John G.
Well, he knows you. In fact, a cop came by earlier looking for a guy who can't remember anything, wouldn't know how he got here. Said I get a lot of guys around here like that.
It's very different.
I found this in my pocket.
You are a pocket.
Excuse you.
No thanks.
It's for a lot of money.
Y'all are nasty. Where is it going to? Oh, I think that maybe that's what he drank at the beginning. If so, that's the worst.
On the house.
She came to see me. She went home and gave Sammy his final exam.
I don't like the sound of that.
It's time for my shot.
She knew beyond a doubt that he loved her, so she found a way to test him.
It's time for my shot.
She really thought she'd call his bluff.
Oh no.
Sammy. It's time for my shot.
Oh no.
It won't hurt.
Oh my gosh, that's horrible.
She went into a coma and never recovered. He doesn't even know that his wife is dead. When I looked into his eyes, I thought I saw recognition. If you think you're supposed to recognize somebody, you just bluff it to get a pat on the head from the doctors. What drug dealer?
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Lenny.
It's private back here.
Does it have to be like real tattoos?
Car license SG1379.
I gotta get you a new identity. A different car would do for now.
What cop?
He's a bad cop. I'm a snitch. Just go.
It's a scary picture back there. What is that?
You are full of shit.
Hey, Jimmy. I thought you were somebody else.
So this Jimmy Grant steals drugs out of the bar where his girlfriend works?
Lenny.
Officer Gamble.
Yeah.
What? What? Kind of nervous about whatever this is. Wait, what do you have? What is it? What do you have? What is this? Jeez.
You Jimmy Grant?
Expecting any other Jimmys out here, memory man? My associates are not the kind of people you want to piss off.
Take it off.
200 grand stashed in the car, just take it.
You think you can bargain with me?
Oh, jeez. Did you kill him? That seemed rather easy. Just saying.
You said Sammy. How does he know about Sammy? What have I done?
I don't know what happened, though.
Do I I know you?
No, don't worry. I'm a cop.
I have this condition.
I hope it's not as serious as his. Ow! Lenny! And I'm the guy to help you find. Lenny, you got the wrong idea.
What was he bringing the 200 grand for?
A load of amphetamines I told him I had. Jimmy's your guy. I just figured we'd make a few dollars on the side.
He knew about Sammy. Why would I tell him?
Tell everybody about Sammy. So you lie to yourself to be happy. There's nothing wrong with that. Surviving the assault, her not believing your condition, the insulin. Sammy was a con man, a faker. It was your wife who had diabetes.
Ouch.
He's not the right guy.
He was to you. Never gonna know.
Yes, I will.
No, you won't.
I will know. It'll be different.
Well, I thought so too. The real John G. He's already dead.
Don't lie to me anymore.
I'm the one that helped you find the other guy. We found him. You killed him. I was so convinced that you'd remember. Nothing ever sticks like this won't. I wanted to see that face again.
Gee, thanks.
You make up your own truth. Your police file. Who took out the 12 pages?
You, probably.
No. To create a puzzle you could never solve? I'm the one that has to live with what you've done. You're not a killer. That's why you're so good at it. Fuck.
Can I just let myself forget what you've told me? You think I just want another puzzle to solve? Another John G to look for? Or you can be my John G. Do I lie to myself to be happy? Yes, I will. I'd rather be mistaken for a dead guy than a killer. I might hang on to this for a while. I have to believe that when my eyes are closed, is it still out there? Now, where was I?
That's one of those movies that I'm gonna have to rewatch that. Okay. So if you're new to my channel,
what I'll usually do is I'll rewatch the movie usually a couple times, then I'll edit it, and then I come back to you with my outro. So that's what I'm gonna do.
okay, like always, let's start with some awards. The funniest moment goes to...
What the fuck?
Memento has such a dark, grim tone that it was probably hard to justify having a scene this hilarious in it. And they do that throughout the movie. The award for scariest screenshot goes to... What is this? One time I paused the movie on this frame and let me tell you, it's a real jump scare. Award for best scene goes to...
What the fuck is that?
You don't know him?
No, should I?
This whole scene is perfect. The chemistry between these two guys is great, and it made me start to think that they really are friends. Just the way Leonard refuses to accept any of the responsibility for having a random dude tied up in his closet.
How the fuck did you get him up here?
I don't know.
It's just chaos, and I love it. The Best Attempted Yawn Award goes to Guy Pearce, everybody! Valiant effort, but sorry, I told you no actor anywhere can do a yawn that looks real to me. Doesn't matter how talented they are, it's a personal pet peeve. I don't know, this sort of thing, it just peeves my pet. Stop petting my peeve, Lenny. Catchiest sentence goes to Evil Natalie.
He took a lot of money with him and he never came back.
This keeps getting stuck in my head.
He took a lot of money with him and he never came back. He took a lot of money with him and he never came back. He took a lot of money with him and he never came back.
And finally, the winner of Best Sound Effect is... I didn't put that in there, y'all. I swear, it wasn't me this time. It usually is, but this time, it wasn't me. Despite Guy Pearce being one of my very favorite actors, I wasn't really sure why I'd never taken the time to watch this movie, which is arguably one of his, most well-known and important roles. When I'm watching a movie, not for this channel, but like in my own time, I'll read the description, and I'm pretty sure that's probably why I never attempted to watch this in the past, because it's a pretty brutal sounding description. Like, yeah, I probably wouldn't click on that on my own. Luckily, I forgot. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have watched it. That's a lot. It's a pretty violent premise. Luckily, they didn't show all that much, but you just never know. I don't like to see it. So, you might know this already, but originally, Leonard was going to be played by Brad Pitt. He expressed interest in the role, but ultimately passed it up because he had something else. Still, it did help Christopher Nolan in a way, because to have someone, Brad Pitt was really well known by that time, and for him to be sniffing around the project, it really helped, word of mouth and stuff about his story, because, Christopher Nolan was pretty young at this point. I know he's done a lot. I haven't seen much from him, but I don't even know if he was 30 at the time that he came up with this with his brother, but he was super young, so not many people knew of him yet. I'm really glad they settled on Guy Pearce, because I think he narrates so well. He doesn't try to do all this fancy stuff with his voice. He doesn't try too hard. That's kind of something I notice in a lot of roles where there's a lot of narration, is the actor does a lot with their voice that they normally wouldn't, and it kind of sounds ridiculous after a while, if you know what I mean. Sometimes it just doesn't come as natural, and it really stands out. It bothers me, man. It bothers me. Maybe I'm just picky, I don't know.
Piece of information which is vital.
I really hated having to edit out a lot of his pauses that he does, because it really adds so much to the dialogue. But of course, I have to edit a lot of stuff out. But yeah, he also does a really convincing American accent. I wouldn't be able to tell from this that he's, you know, Australian. I mean, probably. There's a couple words that he does.
The stuff they found in the car just fit in with what they believed had happened, so I'll give him some bruises of his own.
Where I'm like, but only because I know prior. But yeah, he does a great American accent. And for some reason, I find him as an actor just so funny. And it's weird because he's not even really usually in, you know, comedic roles, but for some reason, his delivery is always just so funny to me.
Before I blow your brains out.
I can't get scared, but hey, can you get angry?
Yes.
Do me a favor, don't go back in there.
Must be his room. Great, let's go.
There's so many instances in this movie where I laugh and I'm like, wait, was I supposed to laugh at that? I don't care, I'm gonna do it anyway. He's just funny. I don't know.
I found you, you fuck.
Thank you.
Where'd you get it?
Are you interested in buying one?
My wife.
That's sweet.
Dying.
Or maybe it's just me. So Leonard is an unreliable narrator. Like, it doesn't get any more unreliable than this. This dude has no memory. You know, I find myself constantly questioning their points of view, their actions, their integrity, their intentions, most of all. Almost exclusively. I hardly ever doubted Leonard, and I just don't understand why. I mean, maybe it's because, you know, most of the time, you know, we don't have the luxury of seeing outside of Leonard's brain, pretty much. We're seeing everything through his eyes, and not to mention it makes it even harder because it's not even a linear narrative. It's just kind of all over the place. A lot of times it's just backwards.
It's all backwards.
It makes me imagine, you know, what if everyone you came into contact with, you have to tell them, like, personal details about yourself, your mental state and ability. I think at times Leonard, I feel, is embarrassed by this.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Because not only does it take away some of his agency, but it also leaves him vulnerable to abusive people, which we see a couple times. We see some random Bert, the hotel clerk, take advantage of Leonard and his condition when he sells him an extra room he doesn't even need. And then, of course, the obvious. Do I even need to say it? Natalie. Wow. Just wow. This character sucks. 2 thumbs down from me, y'all. One thing I did wonder about was, does she actually care about Leonard? And if so, how much? You know, I don't know if she's an actual sociopath, because at one point, okay, remember when they're in the bar and they're spitting in the drink, she actually stops him from drinking it a second time. And the only thing I could think of was she cares about him, at least a little bit, because there was absolutely no reason why she should be like, hey, no, don't drink that, it's gross, besides her feeling bad. There was no one stopping her. If she was really that cruel of a person, wouldn't she just let him? Or, I don't know, maybe. She was just so terrible in the end, though. It was shocking. It shocked me, man. You notice, I didn't even really know what to say. I'm like, what? She just got so terrible so fast. Namely, the scene with Leonard and Natalie and the pens. The pens. It's just so disturbing. It's a very uncomfortable watch. And I think why that is probably because, you know, we're so closely connected with what Leonard is seeing himself. You know, we don't get Natalie's point of view. I don't care, to be honest, but we see it through Leonard, so it's almost like we're in the room with them, and it's like, oh my gosh, I can't take much more. Like, you know, when a person or place just has this looming, slimy feeling, you know? Well, that's Natalie's presence. And the way she watches him, oh my gosh, it's bone chilling. It's bone chilling. Bone chilling. Almost as scary as the prospect of telling the truth and no one believes you. You know, have you ever had a bad dream and something like that happens? Yeah, she does a really great job of playing a complete psychopath. She's also pretty funny. There was one thing she said that I thought was hilarious.
It's different.
Not to me, I wasn't fucking married to her.
Yeah, it's not every day that we get to see a female character who's super pretty and completely irredeemable. So the outro song was going to be Paranoid Android by Radiohead, but Christopher Nolan couldn't really justify spending as much as was needed to secure that song on something that's going to be in the credits. After all, the budget for this film is considered to be fairly modest. It was under 10 million for Memento, and to put that into perspective, a movie called Dude, Where's My Car? Apparently it's a comedy. You probably already know what it is. It also came out that year and had a budget of 13 million. Charlie's Angels, also the year 2000, had a budget of 93 million. And then there's also a movie, The Perfect Storm, and it cost 120 million. Under 10 million was, especially for something that was this well reviewed, critically acclaimed or whatever. It's gone on to obviously keep that reputation, but also I think it has somewhat of a cult following. Anyway, so they settled on David Bowie's Something in the Air. And it's actually funny, the second time around, I was watching this and the credits came up and the song came on and I was like, that's David Bowie. But you have to take my word for it. Grain of salt, but I really did. I recognized him right away. And someone on here said I have dad music taste. I like dad music. What is that? I think it's when I said I like Dire Straits. I didn't say I was the biggest fan. I said they're good. Dad music. Okay, yeah, fine. I like dad music. I like mom music. I like great uncle music. I keep an open mind. I like everything. As long as it's good. But yeah, I knew it right away. I was like, that's David Bowie. Okay, so the Sammy Jenkins story was almost like its own little movie. Like, I knew going into this movie that based on, you know, I don't know, we get 1 minute in or whatever, I knew it was going to be sad, but it didn't have to be that sad. Oh my gosh, watching it again is even worse. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't take much more. Yeah, I cried a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. You didn't know that. I'm taking that out of the video. I especially hate the part where Mrs. Jenkins gets that answer from Leonard, working brain Leonard. I don't know, the before Leonard, when he says, you know, I believe that his brain should be able to perform or whatever, and she says,
thank you.
That is so freaking sad. You know that feeling where, like, you don't want anyone to see that you're dying inside, but, you know, tears are coming anyway, or however you display emotion, or suppress it, repress it. Huh? I don't know, however you do it, you know that feeling. You're putting on the act, and you're like, no, it's fine, everything's good. Like, I know it's a fictional story and all, but I just wanted to go, hey, Mrs. Jenkins, snap out of it. This guy is not a doctor. He's not on your team. He's looking out for himself and his promotion.
I never said that he was faking. I never said that.
Go talk to an actual doctor. Come on, man. Moving on. The score is so eerie. Like, you almost don't notice it at times, but it's there. The composer, David Julian, says he had the intention of kind of making it feel like you have a nightmare and you wake up and you're scared and you don't know why you're scared. I love that. He says because that's the state that Leonard lives in. The scene where he's like, I don't feel drunk. You know, that made me think, like, oh my gosh, this is way worse than I would even at first assume. What an actual nightmare that he's living in. I kind of don't blame him for not wanting to be a part of his own reality anymore. And I really like the California feeling of the movie. You know, most of it was filmed in LA, if not all of it. Los Angeles, it's just got a feeling, especially 25 years ago. California in the 90s, it hits different, and this kind of captured that, at least for me. I love the way it looks. It's the small things, you know. Even the rundown inn, by the way, that's a real inn, and it's still up today. They did a really good job of keeping a consistent revolving door of suspects. Every time I was pretty sure I hated this person for killing Lenny's wife, a new person would show up out of nowhere, and they would make me hate them for the exact same reason. You know, you move on to the next guy. For example, the hotel employee, he seems great and all, and he's funny, and you like him at first until you find out that he's actually scamming Leonard, and then that leads you to believe, well, then he's got something to do with this whole thing, because that's deplorable. You know, he's taking advantage of someone with, you know, part of his brain, you know, missing, you know what I mean? He's taking advantage. Like, who does that? Who does that? A murderer, right? Like, the worst person ever. This is your guy. But they did a really good job with that, because it could have been him, it could have been so-and-so, it could have been so-and-so, but, you know, it keeps you guessing. It's very, there's a lot of suspense and a lot of mystery, and I just love that. Something I was curious about, I don't know really how to explain this, so I'll just go for it. You know when you're really good at something, and it's like your thing, and then you go and watch someone else's interpretation, like you see that thing being done or talked about in a movie or show. I'm being so vague right now, but like, a lot of, like, imagine being a doctor and watching a show like ER or Grey's Anatomy or what have you, and being like, it doesn't work like that. You know, if I have to see one more defibrillator, resurrect someone like they're Jesus Christ himself, I'm gonna lose my mind. Anyway, that wasn't the case with this movie. Apparently a lot of medical professionals, scientists and stuff like that, they actually have positive things to say. They say, you know, anterograde amnesia, it's a good representation of that, I guess. A lot of people represent it incorrectly, but that's actually a pretty good story revolving around short-term memory loss, apparently, according to smart people. According to smart people, y'all. It's nice, especially if you like the movie, to be like, oh, it's realistic, you know, rather than, that's not how it works. I have a question for you. Would you rather be the person who can't remember, or the person who can't forget? I was thinking about it a lot. I'm like, I think depending on the relationship you have with that person, I think I'd rather be, if you really loved that person, that was your person, you know, you're like the one, you know, you're the one, you know what I'm saying, like, as they were to each other. I don't know, I hate to say it, but I might actually rather be the person with the memory loss. And I know that sounds so stupid, but like, I imagine it the other way around, the person who can't forget, and gosh, that's so, it's just terrible. It's just terrible. And what if you were married and you have kids with them? Oh man. Also, I think I'm gonna end up cutting a lot of my intro, because it's really funny how related to this movie my intro was. You know how I talk and talk in my Patreon intros? Well, I was doing that, and I was actually ranting a little bit about my memory problems, because that's something that I have a problem with. My brain is a little bit different than a lot of people's brains. Not compared to like Leonard, but you know what I'm saying. But I was venting a little bit. Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse. I just forget things so easily. For instance, Survivor is my favorite show, like, ever. And I've seen so many seasons, and I'll go back and rewatch them. And magically, I often forget like who makes it far and who doesn't. Sometimes I'll even forget who wins, and that's amazing, actually. I kind of appreciate it, to be honest. You know, you watch things over again, and it's a whole new thing. Okay. It was just actually just so fitting. You know, I ended up, you know, the movie started, and I'm like, oh, this is about memory, and then I felt kind of bad, because I'm like, I was just complaining about my memory, and mine's fine compared to his. It's still not great, though, y'all. It's still not great. I have issues. I'm so glad I did this one. I'm just so glad we finally got a chance to. I got so sick of it being, you know, so high on the poll list. Like, it lost by this much both times. And that, and I really wanted to watch it anyway. I feel like this is going to be a really, really long outro. And this video is actually taking forever to edit because I left too much of the movie in. Because it's good, and it's like, I hate cutting things, and there's so much detail in this movie. It was so hard to get rid of some of it. You know, I need to cover everything, but I am glad I did it. Thank you for the recommendation. I hope I did it justice. I really, really do. If not, don't tell me. You'll hurt my feelings. Actually, no, tell me. That's constructive criticism. Tell me. Tell me if I did it. Terrible job. My stutter is coming back. I'm really upset about it. I have to cut a lot of this out because I stutter again. Remember I used to stutter? Well, I fixed it, and now it's back. Anyway, TMI, y'all. Anyway, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for watching this with me. I had fun. Hope you had fun, and I'll see you next time. Bye!